It's the At Home Show with Josh Cary and David Bates.
Hey, welcome in, everybody. Hey, calm down. Don't make me call Santa Claus. Today's the last day for you to be good.
Oh, yeah.
I know you're on the naughty list.
I'm going to pull the shades off.
Okay.
That's Josh Cary over there.
That's David Bates over there.
Hey, Title Blanket Ship's right about there.
I happen to be right here.
And we've got Caroline Gant, Austin Owen, and a happy early Christmas. Happy Christmas Eve to everyone. And we appreciate you turning in here on a rather frigid Saturday morning. We need to warm up just a little bit first. Let's get the fire going.
Okay.
There we go.
Had
to animate it for a second there. Now let's go over here and see what the weather. It's cold. It is currently the official temperature is 10 degrees. It's closer to 5 here at Bates Nursery. And we had a remarkable change of weather conditions over the past week.
Yes.
4 days. We had a nearly 50-degree drop in one day on Thursday from mid-50s to 4 degrees. So a very frigid start, and thankfully not a lot of precipitation. There's a little bit of that frozen stuff around here and there, but not enough to completely lock you down. But
Watch those slick spots in the bridges and overpasses normal places where it puddles.
Yeah, what it has done for us here at Bates Nursery is that it has caused us to have to be closed this weekend. We planned on being open. Those of you who read my newsletter are already aware of that. We shut down Friday, yesterday, and today, and we're going to be closed until next Friday, which we'll reopen on Christmas Eve, which is December 30th, and we'll have that
New Year's Eve,
New Year's Eve, and New Year's Eve. We'll be open those 2 days.
Yes,
to wind the year up. Because we're going to close because the weather is just yesterday was awful and today is a little better. 23 degrees possibly might be the high today. Not nice weather to get out, and frankly, we've got plants we're trying to make sure we protect well. We don't need to be opening these doors in and out, so we just elected to take the safe route since we had to make the call back in the midweek.
Yes,
and go ahead and close this weekend. So we will be closed throughout the week up until December. Till
2023.
Till December 30th.
December 30th.
2022.
Might as well be.
Well, it will be 2023 by Sunday.
You know how cold it is, David Bates?
Well, how cold is it?
If you know a well digger, you'll find out today.
Welcome into the Christmas Eve edition of the At Home Show. We're here, of course, every Saturday morning. We appreciate you tuning in today, whether it is
Nothing stops the At Home
Whether
Show.
it is indeed on Saturday morning or at some time beyond. It matters not. We're here to talk about what you want to talk about, and we invite questions in. And we're looking forward to getting into those with Austin and Caroline. But first, we'll just talk a little bit about
what?
We'll talk about Christmas.
Okay.
Because it's right here. I guess
yes, it is.
Certainly everyone has all of their last-minute preparations completed, do they not?
Oh, I'm good.
Good. All right. Well, there's one of us. Well, I know one young man of this group that has 3 little girls, and nobody has 2 big girls.
Yes.
And
3 is cheaper than 2 at this age. I promise you that.
Austin, how's it going in the Christmas department on your end?
Always crazy. Definitely, always crazy. So yeah, we I last minute finished up Friday. Yesterday we were off, so that was nice. I got to do some last minute stuff. I'm the stocking stuffer guy, so I like to do that for the kids. So me and Jill kind of get together and pick out gifts for the girls together, and she'll end up getting them through Amazon typically. But I go out to the stores and I get the stocking stuffers. So I always like doing that. And
the little things that really matter.
Yep.
I don't. So what are the kinds of things that you would normally look? No, I didn't say specifics. I mean, what are the kinds of things you're looking for to put in a stocking stuffer?
It's kind of a, I go to some of the cheaper stores. I don't have to go all out. The kids are young. They still, they like, I usually throw in, a new pair of little shoes. We'll throw in, some sandals that have been on sale or something. They're still into little bouncy balls. They think bouncy balls are hilarious. Toy cars. I mean, all the fun little things that kids like. So
that you get to play with.
Yes, exactly.
There you go.
I got a remote control car last year, and I think I did play with that more than them. So did that. Also did walkie-talkies last year. That was fun. That's been a
Yeah.
lot
That
of
way
the day.
you can pretend you're at work
Yeah.
even when you're not at work.
That's right. Because when the kids do come here, they always like to, play or mess around with the radio.
Do
So.
they ever ask for Kev? Or
No.
they don't?
They don't need to know Kev yet.
That's an inside joke,
Yeah.
everybody. So anyway.
No. They'll learn about Kev when
Caroline,
they're older.
how about your plans? Now you don't have children.
No, I
At least
don't.
none that you've ever told us about.
I might have a couple that I haven't told you about, but no kids for me. At least that I'm buying presents for. And I finished all my shopping weeks ago.
Well, aren't you
So.
responsible? That
So
is-
responsible.
That is very good. You know what the problem with shopping for me is that I go out shopping for others and I find things that I'm interested in.
Me too.
Yeah.
And it's very because I don't do a lot of just shopping kind of shopping, and that's how I actually came back with these
Cool.
these shades. Yeah,
Cool
yeah,
shades, man.
They're
Those are some great
polarized
shades.
I need to be wearing protective eyewear all the time because I've got had this detached retina thing going on.
Yeah.
And thankfully it's better.
Uh-huh.
But I need to protect it and the other eye, which is unaffected, which is now
Primary.
it's my good eye.
Oh, the good eye?
Yeah, I have a. Hopefully that they don't look as different from the outside
Nobody
looking
notices,
in as
David.
from the inside looking out. They look quite different from that angle. So anyway, glad to be here today. We're glad to have everyone aboard.
I have finished most of my shopping.
Josh, I
wow.
totally forgot about
Wow.
Of course,
I'm
that's
proud
the
of
way
you.
it always is. I know how we are. The one thing that I have not procured just yet, and you will have to tell me, does the new market up here at the corner of Whites Creek Pike, it's about 0.9 miles down that way, does it sell lottery tickets?
I'm sure that.
I'm sure they
Oh,
all
yeah.
do.
They got scratch offs?
I tell
Are
you
we
that
in
if-
Tennessee?
Yeah.
Okay.
If
Well,
they don't, though, make a left out of here, go to the other gas station. They're full up on lottery tickets
okay,
all the
because
time.
we two are big stocking people at our household.
Oh, so that's a good
But at our
target
house,
item.
Santa Claus brings all that stuff.
Mm.
Well, that's
Yeah.
cool.
So
Well,
So
it's
cool.
good that Santa will. Does Santa's luck any better than your luck at buying lottery tickets? I'm just curious.
no. See, that's my contribution.
Okay.
A little
All right,
scratch
so
off. They're quite.
is your
they're
Christmas
quite
luck any better than your normal luck?
No,
Okay.
because I'm like you. If I see it during the year and I need it,
Yeah, you just kind of go,
Yeah.
I like that. So people ask you, what do you need? You go,
what's really cool about grown daughters, though, Austin, is that they help pick out mommy stuff every
Yeah.
year.
Oh,
That's a
that-
big plus.
you're a few years away from getting a whole bunch of help on that, Austin, but you're going to have a lot of help in the years to come because
That's
you got three fine daughters there. They were adorable out here with Santa Claus last weekend. Great photo shots. I wish we had gotten those prepared. If we could put them up on the show today, so we could have seen you and your daughters on the
we
screen.
may post
but-
them later if we can.
Yeah, we might be able to get them up.
So, anyway, the cold weather that we've been experiencing, and and of course, if you got my email last week, I tried to give you a heads up and say, hey, this is coming, because I knew that this week it would be coming out too late for you to have time to actually be doing the things that you might need to be doing to protect the plants that you're going to protect, and namely things that are in containers. Now, a lot of people use containers for various gardening things, and that's great, but you need to be prepared to protect them whenever you have severely cold weather. And that means water them thoroughly before it freezes. So you can't go out there and water them.
Do not turn the hose pipe off.
All you'd be
today.
doing at best would be icing them.
Yes.
And even icing the puck is not a cool thing, I hear.
Is that
Anyway,
a hockey reference?
that's a hockey reference, yeah. So we hopefully you went into this cold spell with well-watered containers outside, and if have the plants of the right type in there, ones that are much more winter hardy, some types of spruces like dwarf Alberta spruce and many types of juniper, those kind of things are quite good. If you have broadleaf plants in there, such as boxwoods or hollies, I hope you did perhaps a bit more, made sure you soaked them thoroughly, maybe even wrap the container in a quilt, something to help give it a little extra protection, because they're not quite as winter hardy. Now, on the other side of the equation, probably not before,
Is that the inverse?
I want to say Tuesday. judging by the weather forecast, it doesn't look like until about Tuesday will you be able to water them again because the pipes are not good. We're going to, well, Monday you could. It's just 37, so we might get up warm enough, but you got a lot of cold stuff down there. So you could water after the fact, which is also a good idea, even if you did water previously. Water them after the fact, and that will help them to really come back. Or whether, obviously, by the end of next week, really looks a lot milder. So we do have everything moved inside now, and Austin and everybody else has been working at that. Finishing touches on all of our structures, getting our double covered walls and all that. So it's been
Double covered walls.
we have a layer on the outside of the wall and a layer on the inside of the wall. It's, you know what, Josh?
That's called insulating.
That's called insulating. Even a
Yes.
dead air space has insulating value, so we make use of that, and that helps us to
The cavity, as it were.
yes, just a dead air cavity, and it's par for the course for
Keeps using that dead wood.
For
dead
par for the
wood.
course for Saturday morning. I see Caroline yawning over there.
we're-
We need to get her involved here.
But there's
And-
one thing that we have forgotten to mention for those who have not completed all of their Christmas shopping,
You're
as
right,
it were, for particularly for the at-homies and the at-homies that are local here. You can go out to batesnursery.com and still buy
Yep.
gift certificates.
And it can be delivered to anybody. You know, it's electronically produced and delivered.
Yep.
So, I mean, you can wait.
You could do it
until
until the morning.
Yeah, but go ahead and,
Go ahead and get it done.
Take care of it whenever it's
Yeah.
convenient. But yes, that's up 24/7, 365. So you can get those gifts out to the gardening friend in
Yes.
your life, because one size does indeed fit all when it comes to a gift card from Bates Nursery. So
So a $10 one is it fits the same person that a $1,500
well,
one
they
does?
don't. They don't start until their $25 amount.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah, there's
Inflation's
no,
up.
well, that's just the way it is. You
Oh,
know.
okay.
So $25 the minimal amount, but you can get them either in prescribed, predetermined amounts, or if for any amount you wish. So,
Except
and you got a
$10.
choice of card decorations and that kind
Aw.
of thing. So,
That's cool.
anyway, let's go back to Caroline
Okay.
and Austin,
Because she's
and-
yawning.
Yeah, we want to wake
It's
her
early.
up. It's early in this cold studio on this Christmas Eve.
On this Christmas Eve. All right, so we have a couple holiday questions
Uh-oh.
today. I
Did-
know.
Did Miriam get one in?
Miriam did get one in.
Okay, very
Maybe.
good.
We'll see. All right. First question is tips on planting my living Christmas tree. Should I put it in as soon as Christmas is over?
Well,
Take it away, Austin. I've
Well-
talked enough.
You certainly can. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's just up to you. I know if you're like me, I don't drag that Christmas tree out probably till like a week or two afterwards, and that's just me.
St.
But
Patty's
It might
Day?
be years for you.
yeah,
Think of it as an olive
Yeah.
Christmas tree.
We haven't taled about the olive tree yet, but we'll finish answering
hope
this
he didn't
question.
plant that one this week.
it came in, y'all. It got nestled
Okay.
in. Okay,
We tucked
it's
it
good.
away.
It's good. It's gonna be fine. But I didn't want it to be out in this
No.
horrible weather. So it's in. It's doing good right now. But yeah, to answer your question, certainly. I mean, just bring it. If you feel like you want to do it right after Christmas and you don't have a million other things to do, then by all means, go out there and plant that tree.
That's a lot easier for those who did the little advance work and dug
dug
the
the
hole
hole.
first, and then covered that soil off to the side where they would have it already prepared with earth mix landscape ready to replant back into the ground. And that's great to do, because as is the case today, the ground's frozen.
Yeah, buddy.
It's going to fall into next week, so it's not like we've been frozen for days. It's just been like
Yeah,
24,
miss out there
maybe
today with your
24.
sneakers on and hit your toe.
For the last
Go
24
ahead.
hours, though, it's the ground is a bit crunchy today, so I wouldn't
Yes.
want to try to dig today. And certainly when you're bringing a tree that's been inside for a period of time, you want to provide a bit of transition. The less amount of time you've had it inside, the less concerned you
Transit.
need to be about the transition time. And also, of course, keeping the temperature in the room down. So I know that
Everybody listened to you, though.
on
didn't
Christmas Day,
Yeah.
it's a different deal. Everybody's, you got the fire going,
Yeah.
and the kids are gathered around, and a lot of the dogs wagging the tail, and you're trying to keep the tail out of the fire and all
or
that
keep
kind
the
of
cat from climbing the Christmas tree.
Oh.
There's a lot going on Christmas morning. So, but after
Be
Christmas,
3 kitty cats at my house tomorrow.
whoa, after the Christmas, gift wrapping and all, unwrapping and all is done, then you can turn the heat back down and go to the garage or a basement for a week or so. If you've had it in the house, say for 10 days or a little bit more, you really should not have it in the house more than that.
That's about all we've ever recommended was 10
But
days.
it does help to have had that hole pre-dug and the soil either put into a wheelbarrow
Absolutely.
off to the side. That way, when you get ready to plant it, conditions are right. It's no problem. The hole's already dug. And I don't know what Austin's. He's probably studying for something over there. I'm
counting my layers of clothes.
He wore too many clothes into the studio.
I am burning up.
It's the lights in the studio are warm and
It's cozy.
The weather outside's frightful.
That's right.
But
You were
inside
prepared
the
for
green room,
outside.
it's delightful.
It is so delightful.
So delightful. Speaking of delightful,
Okay.
let's get to another question.
Okay.
This was probably my favorite question we got in. You know what? I know it off the top of my head. I don't even think I need my phone.
It's like you wrote the question
It's
yourself.
almost like I definitely did not write this question. It's a good one. Can I burn my my Christmas tree in my fireplace?
No.
it's possible to do
Such
it.
a good one. You can do it. Yeah.
That's that's like the question we get is this edible? Well, everything's edible, but do you want to? I don't think so. Yeah, and don't burn your Christmas tree in your house. No. Good Lord. I burn one outside every year, and it's
Yes.
always so fun.
It's wild.
Well, one of those things you get the phenomenon of flammability and spontaneous combustion. I mean, it is amazing how fast a really dried out Christmas tree will
It's
go up.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome.
You got to be careful.
You know, last year when I decided that I was over my tree plant stand, you know, the tree stand you
Right.
hook it up in. Well, mine, I've had it for years. It got all the tar and sap that comes off the trees.
gunky.
I couldn't turn those things anymore. I was so mad at it. It fell over a couple times last year. So I told myself I was going to take it outside, and it was burning with the tree. So I stood it up outside in the snow, lit it on fire, and torched all of it, and got rid of that horrible, horrible stand.
Bravo.
Got me a new one.
Wow.
Bravo.
but it was
bravo,
fun to watch it go.
It was. I
Also,
hated that.
it probably kind of baked off a lot of that, creosote and resin on there. It might have been useful for another year. Just blackened a bit.
But no, pines are not the best thing to cook to burn in your fireplace at any time.
No, they.
No.
Maybe the occasional pine cone.
A
be
starter was
Okay,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
You can
a little
start a fire
poof.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some needles for a little scent if you need to. But they got
yeah.
candles for that
Yeah,
now, don't they, Carolyn?
Open flames
They do.
inside the house are, you have to be very cautious about that. And particularly a lot of people who are not regular fire starters, particularly if you just do it like once a year at Christmas,
Like Drew
you
Barrymore.
really don't need to be, breaking the rules or anything.
Oh, I just go click. Mine comes on. It's amazing.
But we do have another fire question.
Okay.
So let's follow this one up with this next
Hey,
one.
but I'll interrupt quickly.
Oh.
Best wishes to continue recovery to Jay Leno. He got. of course,
Speaking of fire,
his was gasoline, and I have been
Leaning
where-
over the carburetor. As
I
I
have
understand
been.
it.
Mine was not in a carburetor, but mine had gasoline associated with it. So I'm glad that Jay is fully on the mend, and
He's a nice guy.
he truly is
He
a nice
really
guy.
is.
He's not spitting with Jay. He's he's a regular dude.
I was privileged enough to meet him the year before before he took over the Tonight Show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, back in the day, man. And he sat and talked to me and my plus one. Good half hour.
Oh, it's
Great
very nice.
guy. Great guy. Just,
I actually got to see
He-
Dave Letterman, and Robin Williams all perform at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles in 1978.
Wow.
So yeah, that was none of the. Morky Mindy had just been out for a few weeks, so even Robin Williams was not well known. But
No.
that was that was a memorable one. Best I remember. Okay,
was
moving along here.
California.
So back to what you. I'm sorry, I took you down a path.
So did I.
Just fine.
I went down there. I jumped it off first. It's Christmas.
Okay.
Great.
Second fire question.
Cool.
All right.
fire away.
Fire. Oh, that was
I
so
got it.
good.
Okay.
Nice, TY. What type of tree burns best in a fire?
I think.
Deciduous hardwoods of all types do really well.
Yeah, I think I'm a hickory guy on that. I think hickory burns pretty
Yeah.
Well,
well.
you have a bunch of hickory from my house, too.
Red oak is probably just slightly better than hickory, but both are excellent. None of them are particularly good if they're not cured
You're
properly. and you're going to get a lot. It's going to be a lot harder to get because you got to dry the wood out in the fire before it actually starts releasing heat. So it's very difficult to start a fire with green wood. So hopefully you've got enough
Or
kindling,
frozen, yes.
even frozen wood, but it does reach kindling temperature quicker than
Yes.
than green wood does. So hopefully your wood is cured properly and you have enough suitable kindling in order to get it started with. Hey, let's talk for just a moment.
Okay, why?
Even though this is Christmas Eve and you're not going to be getting earth mix today, in all likelihood,
But it would be good to put out a fire with if you're really, really in an emergency.
I'm not going to endorse that.
Okay.
I'm just going to say that it's great.
He sells
for,
some more if he puts it on the fire. though.
It's,
might-
it's great for
Think
plants.
about it.
I'm not
It
going to
is.
think about it, Josh.
If I think about it, I think my brain starts shrinking.
Yeah, and that's already happened enough in my case, so I cannot afford any more brain shrinkage. So we're going to go back to what we're talking about, which is growing your plants with Earth Mix garden products, and they do a great job of that because they have the best of everything that Mother Nature has to offer.
Yeah, buddy.
Be it endo and ecto mycorrhiza fungi, humic acid, and purely organic, 100% organic, and blended and produced right here in Nashville, Tennessee. Earth Mix garden products is your premium choice. And you think of it as it's not available just anywhere.
Nope.
Go out to earthmix.net, click on the Find Earthmix tab. Once you click on that, you'll see that the locations will come up. They're all over Middle Tennessee, Kentucky, even some into southern Indiana, up in Ohio. So we've got, let me get out a little bit further. You can see some of the other pins that are coming up there. Well, for some
I think
reason.
it defaults within 300 miles.
Okay, that's what. So anyway, you can change the. I got a 100-mile set's what I've set.
that's it.
That's the problem. So anyway, you could change all your settings, your address. You can get turn-by-turn directions, or you can just zoom in and find the location nearest you. And remember this: that success in gardening begins at the ground level when you use Earth Mix garden products. And we appreciate you giving us a moment to talk about that. And having success in gardening when you're using Earth Mix, it is a difference maker, particularly when we've gone through drought conditions like we have this past summer. Plants that were planted with Earth Mix were decidedly more adept at dealing with those extended dry periods. So do yourself a favor and your plants. Use Earth Mix. So thank you for that.
Yes.
And now we will move along.
Mosey.
You guys know how crazy I am about gardening and plants.
Yes.
Well, we just... I don't know about the gardening and plants part. I just thought you just know how crazy you are.
Okay, well, that was a given. But yes, now all this other green stuff has kind of come on to me
Right.
in the past several years. I put a greenhouse fan on my Christmas list this year.
Very cool.
Well,
We'll see if they
Oh.
listen to it.
Are you the,
It's a wireless thermostat greenhouse fan that cuts on. It's got louvers and everything. I'm building a small little greenhouse, and I just want... That would be perfect. We'll just see if Santa
so
abides.
what kind of heat are you using in this small little greenhouse?
It will be infrared heat from a small little electric heater that's also wirelessly controlled.
Okay, but it's not plugged in wirelessly though, right?
No, it's very, very wired.
It's
That would
plugged.
be cool, man.
Well, back in the day, Nikola Tesla,
That's,
he could transmit power. That's still a. I don't think you want to stand in between the thing that's receiving the power and where it's being transmitted.
You know, you guys have a point. I should order a Tesla coil and
you
just
go.
have it in the greenhouse and have it arc,
There
and
you
it would
go.
be kind of like a spectacle.
That might work, or then again, it might not. So, but that's one thought. So
It's worth a shot.
it's why not?
And the smell of ozone.
In the
Yes.
morning.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay.
Neat.
Did
All
we
right.
ever answer the question? I mean, it seemed like we're
We
just
did.
The-
Hardwoods.
yeah.
Deciduous hardwoods are your best.
We're moving right along.
Yeah.
We are. We're getting through these questions. Here's a fun one. Can Austin name all of Santa's reindeer?
No,
Can you?
I don't think so.
What?
Oh, come on. You can sing the song in your head. You know, Dasher and
Yeah.
Dancer,
Yeah.
Prancer and
This
Vixen.
is for
I'm
Austin.
glad you started it for me because I was starting
You're
somewhere
in trouble
else.
now, mister.
I only gave him 4.
How many are there?
8.
8.
Eight total?
Nine with an honorable mention.
Okay.
No, it's 7 with an
Okay.
honorable mention. isn't it?
Dasher and Donner.
Oh.
Donner? Donner. I've
Donner.
always
Yeah,
wondered.
the Donner Party. Yeah, that's
Dasher, Donder, Vixen.
Yep.
Rudolph.
You, I think the answer to the question is no. He can't do it.
I can't. I'm horrible at this. I always forget.
Keep going though. You got this.
Have
Comet.
you not,
Comet Cupid.
Oh, come on.
Did I say Vixen?
Can you not hear? Can you
yes,
not
you
hear
did.
Gene Autry singing in your ears? You
And
know,
the most
dancing?
I
famous-
hate Christmas music. Hate it. I'm sorry. I threw it out there.
Okay.
You know, guys, I've worked retail my whole career, and every retail the whole month of December, there's Christmas music. It's just, it's great for the customers, but when you work retail, you have to hear it every day.
You just zoned it out.
Well,
didn't you?
we do a pretty good job of mixing it up. We go, little traditional. We do a little R&B. We do
a little
some country. Right?
Uh-huh.
We
We do.
We mix it up pretty
I think
good.
he missed
It's still
Blitzen.
Yeah,
it's still
back
the
to the
same
question.
6 songs.
He missed
Yeah.
Blitzen.
Was it Blitzen he missed?
Dasher,
Yes.
Blitzen.
Dancer. Dancer was the other one.
How did you miss Dancer?
and
Caroline,
Vixen.
I'm not a dancer.
Comet,
You're sitting right
Cupid,
next to one.
Donder and Blitzen.
Not
Donder.
it's not
Donner.
Donner.
I
It's
think it
Donner.
is.
That's the Donner Party.
Is
All
it?
right,
No,
we got to
no.
put a poll out there.
I feel like I've talked to somebody about this, and I my whole life thought it was Donner.
Donner
and I think
or
they told me
Donder?
there was a D in there. It's Donder. Is that we need to
Oh
Google?
man, maybe it is Donner. Hold
Come on,
on,
Tyler, give
I'll
us the
Google.
Google.
I'll Google.
I feel like Donder might be right. Yeah, now that you say it, I'm thinking about it.
I think
It
Donner
just sounds
something.
funny.
I know. I think
you
Donder.
couldn't name them all, but
We have
you
tricked
might
ourselves.
be right about that. This was a great question. Whoever asked that, good job.
Impactful.
Good work.
But the seventh reindeer
Oh
is
wow!
Donner.
According to this, the final two, Dunder
Dunder.
Dunder.
and Bliksem, meaning thunder and lightning in New York Dutch.
I was about to say you looked up like the real German.
Yeah.
But according to this, on Santas.com, it's Donner,
Party.
Donner, and Blitzen
Not
with
really.
an N at the end.
Okay, so whichever one.
Yeah,
So
Bl-
it's
Kinda
Donner
like
and
Clan.
Blitzen.
Blitzen is the one who hangs around for another week and brings in the new year with you, right?
And then he splitzens. Hey,
Hey.
Oh, good one. Well, Austin, you kind of did it.
I did
Donder.
good. 7 out of 9 was always good for me.
But I think there's just 8.
7 and 9 was really good.
I said Rudolph.
Rudolph's 9.
That was Star Trek.
Is he
though.
9 or is he 8?
I think he's 9.
He's
eight.
9
Okay, so there
because there's 4 on each side.
Yeah,
and then there's
you're not
Rudolph's
going to
at
have
the
an
front.
odd number and then add an extra one. He's up there in the
'Cause
front.
He's the front. That's right.
I guess
Rudolph's
this
the,
side of the room doesn't know anything
He's
about
the
Santa's
most
reindeer.
famous reindeer of all.
He is.
Did know that. Okay.
Where did he start?
Oh,
Where did Rudolph get his start?
Yes. Where did he get his start?
It was on claymation, I think, wasn't it? Well, on the
He was a creation of the Montgomery Ward Company bought the rights to him.
Oh my goodness.
It was but I believe the story, and the brain cells are a little fuzzy on this Christmas Eve morning. He was, the story was written for a man's child that passed away. And
A man child?
the man's child, the man child.
Oh, okay.
I'm not given a man child.
I figured it was Burl.
Montgomery Ward.
I thought it was Burl Ives that came up with it.
Well, that was a sheep, but that was a whole different story.
You guys are going to make me Google again, aren't you?
What do we move on to another
let's
question?
get a
about it?
plant question in.
Okay.
Do Yuletide camellias bloom during the holiday season in Middle Tennessee? Tips on growing them.
You know what, Caroline? Why don't you answer this one? You just bought some Yuletide camellia, didn't you?
I did. Well, I planted one about 1.5 years ago, and it looked gorgeous about a month ago. And then when we had that first frost come through, it kind of took out all those buds. So
Now,
mine
you
is
bought a small
currently-
one though.
Mine was little. Mine's not blooming
Did
right
you
now.
plant it in the ground, Caroline?
Immediately,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Now here's what I'm
Is
going
my
to
name
suggest.
Austin? No.
If you have a Yuletide camellia, which is, by the way, it is a Camellia sasanqua. Am I not correct on that,
No,
Austin?
you're right, yeah.
It is only a zone hardy, zone 7 hardy, which means it's this cold weather that we've had could potentially do some damage to it. Could burn it back a bit. So
That would be
hopefully you
sad.
did a little extra protection around it to give the foliage some cover.
Definitely did.
I'm going to say you did.
I did.
And
yeah.
you know, even
She's so good
even
with her
raking up
plants.
raking up leaves around me. And I know you I hear you live in a heavily wooded area.
Yes, I
so
do.
you have access to a lot of ready-made mulch.
There's leaves everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I'll remember that for next year.
For next year, yes.
But
Already
yes, I
too
did.
late
I
for
did
this
cover
year.
it. But back to the question. So that's my experience with mine. Austin, what would you say? Are they going to be blooming?
Oh, right now? Not usually. No, not this late.
If you were in Southern California, possibly.
Yeah, possibly they'd hold on. It really depends on our weather, though. Like Caroline said, mine, I've got some camellia as well. Mine's called London Town Blush. It's this single-petaled soft pink variety, and it's a very hardy variety. Is kind of why I chose it, because it's kind of in my very front landscape. I wanted them to stay looking good. And this year specifically, we had those nights when it got really, really chilly. Y'all remember this one? Was it, like you said, about a month ago? I guess.
Yeah.
And
Mid-November.
it was in full show. I mean, absolute full bloom. And then it really did not like that. And I don't mean the plant. I mean the bloom specifically. Yeah. And they really were fairly quick to drop this year. So the camellia show was not great this year, unfortunately.
That's why I'm a bigger fan of the spring flowering cultivars, the April Remembered series, and all those that the bloom in the spring. They seem to be less susceptible to having late freeze damage on them, because they just bloom a little bit after the worst of those frost and freezes have occurred, instead of on the front end before they do it, like camellia such as Yuletide does. So there you go.
There you go.
There it is. I do love mine, though. It looked great for a couple weeks.
It's a pretty red.
It's gorgeous. It is. And then I have some spring bloomers.
They
as
will
well.
get nice and large. You know, they're not a
Ready
itty
for
bitty
it.
little shrub. They'll get 6 or 7 feet tall pretty easily.
Yeah.
I started tiny, but it's already grown a little bit. All right, we have a couple questions left, so here we go. What's your favorite type of plant to decorate as a Christmas tree? So,
We got a lot of examples around the studio here you could use.
yes, we do.
Got a couple right there on the table if you want a tabletop.
There you
Let's
go.
talk about those for a minute.
All
Austin.
right, this is a little lemon cypress, they call them. It's it literally, y'all pull some foliage off, break it up in your hand, and it smells like lemon pledge. It is no joke. Exactly. I'm pretty sure that's where they came up with the scent. But anyway, it's a cool plant. Monterey cypress is the name of it. Definitely good for inside the house. Not necessarily great for outside around here. These don't have a good, we sell them as little holiday trees, but not really something you want to stick out and really see a lot of.
You having a moment, Josh?
It's
livability.
great. He's absolutely right. It is
told you.
lemon pledge.
It's lemon pledge. I'm telling you, it's intense.
It's exciting.
Well,
Yeah.
Josh will be back with us sometime next year.
but
He's
but
off.
yeah, that's certainly a cute one to use. For me, we're traditional around the house with our normal Christmas tree. We support we have a very local garden center that's close to us that we've been shopping at since we've been kids. Me and my wife grew up in the same town, so we kind of go to that every year, and we get our tree. Fraser fir is what we got this year. But I will say for the kids, I like to bring home some funky conifers for their room. I didn't do one this year, actually. I know, I'm sorry.
There's still time.
There's a lot going on.
Just one night.
Well,
Just
you-
tonight. Just tonight. There is plenty of time.
You're probably doing that in conjunction with a need in your garden where that you are.
Oh,
you
you found me
got
now.
you got a little spot that you're wanting to put a little something.
That's right, yeah. So, I would like to use little funky conifers, something that's kind of short, something that can sit on top of a tabletop, a little weeping Norway spruce or something interesting like that. So, those are the go-tos for me. What about you, Caroline? What's your? I know what your thing is. Just tell them.
A cactus. I always decorate a very tall candelabra cactus. It looks cool, and it's non-traditional. I don't have to buy a tree and bring it into my house and then have to get rid of it because it's already in there. So that's always my go-to. Can't hang a ton of ornaments on it. I have a few lightweight ornaments that hang on it's thorns because it's a euphorbia, but it looks great. I love it. It looks magical. What about you guys?
If I had a place to put one, Norfolk Island pine would be my choice.
I have one and I love it.
We typically go the cut tree route also, but we have gone the last number of years with a small tabletop version.
Oh,
because we don't have grandchildren, so it's less of a spectacular event. And, so a small tree, even a small container tree. Now, if you happen to own a nursery and you can borrow one for a few days, you can take it back.
you have your pick, man.
I have been guilty of doing that. And Norfolk Island pine has not been off the list, but there are a lot of great conifers to choose from. And there's a lot of great conifers to choose from, even if you're not going to use them for a Christmas tree, Josh. And that's what Bates Nursery and Garden Center is all
Yes.
about. And it's not just conifers. It's broadleaf evergreens as well. It's also deciduous. It's also ornamental grasses and fruiting trees and shade trees and ornamental trees that just have flowers on them.
Like
and,
this one?
And perennials. And that's very ornamental.
Okay.
Because that's
That's an
artificial.
ornamental tree. Oh,
It's artificial. That's
okay.
Artificial.
yeah.
Okay.
But at Bates Nursery and Garden Center, you can get all of those things. And actually, you can go to batesnursery.com right now.
Yes.
And where, even though we are closed today through the holiday week here, we will, by the way, reopen on December 30th. So you can come in at 9 o'clock December 30th. And
Yes.
for Friday and Saturday, well, we're going to have some special deals I'll put out there in the newsletter. So I'm going to tease that up just to keep in mind. So. But if you go out to batesnursery.com, our entire inventory is searchable online. You can go ahead and buy it and schedule the delivery
You can.
right there. Or if you just don't know what you want, well, as you've already said, gift cards are a great,
Way to go,
great
man.
deal. And so you can just go down there and you can pick out whichever gift card looks best for you. You can go, there's one that's got
There
some.
might be a couple of these
That's-
poinsettias left over by next Friday.
Maybe I don't know. We pretty much have got them spoken for.
Oh,
so I wouldn't count on that.
We did give away a lot this week,
Okay.
We did,
and
you know,
we are very low.
and we
Okay.
because we want to share the joy of Christmas, and that's just part of it. So come on out and see us at Bates Nursery and Garden Center on Friday. That's right, on Friday, December 30th at 9 a.m. And we will
won't be
we're
in the
gonna-
basement at Municipal Auditorium. It'll be right here.
Nope, right here at Bates Nursery and Garden Center, where we do have all of our plants inside now. And we also got another shipment in earlier this week from Monrovia out in Oregon. So we've got an extensive selection of many more Japanese maples, other conifers, autoleucon and skip laurels. We got
Skip?
a whole lot of different
You get
things.
the Buffy laurels too?
We've got some red and yellow twig dogwoods. We've got a great selection of things. So come out and see all those things on Friday, beginning Friday at 9 a.m. on December 30th, and also on New Year's Eve, December 31st. So again, we are closed today, so don't come out today, but go out and check out our website, basenursery.com. Gift cards, send them, and they're immediate. You don't even have to leave your desk.
So you could set your
It's
order.
truly the most perfect gift for the gardener.
It really is.
And you can go back to watching past
home-
X-Files.
past episodes
Oh,
of the
I love
YouTube
the
of us on the
X-Files.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Well,
The X-Files has a great holiday
Past
episode.
episodes of the At-Home Show.
We have got
Archival footage.
We've got quite a
Bates
library. out
Nursery
there.
webinars.
We got a lot of information out there, so check it out over at batesnursery.com. Bates Nursery and Garden Center, beautifying Nashville since 1932. We're officially winding up our Emerald anniversary, our 90th year of business, 91 just around the corner. So thanks for those moments of attention here, and we appreciate the opportunity.
And my research is complete about Rudolph. Okay. The year is 1939. The Great Depression was waning, and a manager at Montgomery Ward's in Chicago decided the store should create its own children's book for the annual holiday promotion. Yes. The
Wow.
boss tapped Robert L. Maid and Ann Mann for the store, who like to crack jokes and stuff like that. And anyway, he came up with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Wow.
Read that. Great.
Easy for you to say.
Rudolph the red-stained nose deer.
That's right. And but the book was a hit, and months into the project, May's wife died from cancer. He became a widower and a single father, and his boss offered to take the reindeer project off his plate. He refused, and he said he needed needed Rudolph now. Well, they sold 2 million copies of the book. 2 million.
Did the guy that lost his wife, did he get any royalties off of that? Or,
After World War II, Montgomery Ward's then CEO, Sewell Avery, for reasons he didn't give, gave all the rights to Rudolph, and his daughter says that he never did, back to the family. So it became an heirloom and for the rest of the family.
Very nice.
Yes.
Memory of
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Okay. And then May's brother-in-law was a songwriter. who happened to know this guy named Gene Autry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gene did pretty well back in the day.
Yeah.
Gene's still making a lot of money, and he ain't been around in a while. So that's how that works. Okay. Well,
All right. So there's one.
Do we just have one more?
We have a
Uno
single
mas.
question left. But before we get to that question, there was one person that didn't name what they use as their Christmas tree.
Moi.
What is it, Tyler?
I would love to use one of those weeping blue atlas cedars.
Ooh, that's a
you talking-
good one.
But you didn't this year. You would love to for next year.
I would love to. That's like my bucket list tree. My house is much smaller and cannot accommodate such a beautiful thing unless I cut a hole in the ceiling and kind of shove the top and,
You can get a small one. You don't have to get a big one.
I know, but I want a big one. I want to be able to climb a ladder and deck
Well,
it.
I like to default back to Austin's strategy of decorating it on the front porch
There you go.
or on the back patio, and that way you can enjoy it throughout. Starting from the day after Thanksgiving all the way through till, I guess, New Year's or maybe Valentine's Day, depending on how slow you are to decorate.
There is a spot right in front of my living room window, just to the left of the television, which would be perfect.
Yeah, buddy.
Right out the window, there's like a little kind of, I don't know, probably 10-foot wide area near the house.
You ought to be thinking about that for next year. Don't you?
I will be.
So, Tyler,
Probably more
would you
than thinking.
say that that's your dream plant?
I would say that, yes.
And that
it
gets
is.
us to our final question.
Oh.
In a dream world, what plant would Santa bring each of you? So we know what plant Tyler would get, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, why not?
A weeping blue atlas cedar, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I just like something blue, something weepy, something
They're funky, that's for sure.
I have a
something that can
feeling
live in
blue.
Tennessee.
Something
Yeah.
that can live in Tennessee.
They live here well.
All right. So, David, what would yours be?
I'm really a fan. I have put this before the review committee, and it has not gotten out of
Committee?
yet. No, it
okay.
still keeps getting pushed back. But a Ember Waves arborvitae, which are so gorgeous this time of year. They are truly they are a green giant arborvitae that a sport that was found that has this gold cast in the wintertime. It is beautifully gold. Now it just looks like a regular gold green giant arborvitae during the growing season. And they do get large, but we've got some old junipers that I would like to take out, and this is purely fantasy because it'll never happen. But that's
You could surprise her and say it's from the kids.
those are not the kind of surprises. Those kind of surprises don't
play at your house?
They
Yeah.
don't. They're not the kind
They don't work at my
that are
house,
taken
either.
in the spirit for which they are intended.
Ah.
It's supposed to be fun, a happy occasion, dear.
Yes.
Why aren't you
See
smiling?
what I did for you.
So anyway,
Okay.
Josh?
I would. Santa might think I'm a little greedy.
now you're gonna call the plant by some name. It's like Dr. Mr. Wu,
Mr. Wu.
or you're gonna call some other without calling it what it actually is. So I just want to preface that I'm
Well,
already ready for it.
Okay. You're going to be disappointed then.
Okay, I love disappointments.
I know that. You've been hanging around with me for almost a quarter of a century. Anyway,
And we both look like it too.
Yes, we do. Santa might think I'm greedy, but I want about a 1/4-mile long driveway with live oaks, mature live oaks on either
They
side.
grow all the way over and meet at the top.
Wow.
Got to toss
You're
in.
going big.
Got to toss in some Spanish moss.
Oh, so you're going to have to live somewhere else.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I guess we're
Louisiana.
gonna have you
But even-
exported.
even one. If I had a place that I could put it out, in just one big one, right out in the middle of the field.
A friend of ours, Kelly, that worked here for a number of years, came out and picked up a live oak that our very own Julie Patterson brought in as a special order for a neighbor of his. So he came out to pick it up, and he says, "Is there anything special about the care I should tell her?" I said, "Yes. When that one dies, put a willow oak back in its place." He says, "What do you mean? He says, don't you mean if?" I said, "No. It's going to die. It's not hardy here,
No.
So that's the reason why we don't sell them. And it could possibly make it a few years, but judging by the weather we've had for the last couple of days, not looking good. Not looking good. So anyway.
But there's nothing more
Okay,
stately than a 400-year-old.
there's 3 down.
2 to go.
Caroline, what's up?
Okay, so mine would be a variegated amok euphorbia, which is
Sure it
kind
would.
of
That sounds like an awful
Everybody
thing to say to
knows what it
somebody. Oh,
is.
monk euphorbia. Yeah.
So it's a
Mock you,
variegated cactus that's very white. We
Oh.
do have some here at the nursery right now.
Yeah, I've seen
so
'em.
just throwing it out there if anyone's watching the show and wants to buy me a plant. Yeah, we got 2. But it's really pretty. It's pretty rare to find them, and it's just an unusual look.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
So Austin.
Well, if I can go Josh's route
Yeah.
and
Okay,
say
go
something
wild.
that
Yeah.
wouldn't live here necessarily, I would love to have a monkey puzzle tree out there.
Oh, those are cool.
I think they're super cool.
Yeah.
You don't get to see those very often. They're odd, but they just don't do well here.
Well, I have
if at
seen
all.
them. I have seen them make it for maybe as much as 5 or 6 years
Yeah.
before they freeze out.
And I've heard of this too. Yeah.
And if you would be prepared to build some kind of just a minimal structure over
Aircraft
it,
hangar.
well, it eventually will become that because they do get large, but they are mean. Oh, mean!
Yeah, that's
They
what
are-
I've heard.
They're covered with razor sharp thorns from end to end, top to bottom.
Monkey
But-
puzzle.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Araucaria.
They have a very twisted look to them, and but you look but don't touch. They're
Yeah.
nasty.
yeah, they're funky.
Now some queen palms. I could do queen palms on the driveway too.
No, you had one
Oh, you can
plant,
only,
Josh.
You can only have
One.
one?
Don't-
You
yeah.
already answered.
Dang, damn it.
I know. Do you want to change it?
No.
Okay.
Live oaks. I think I'd have to do those. Yeah.
Well, there it is, Santa.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's what we all want.
But I'm on the naughty list too.
Well,
Oh, so
I
you're
guess
not
we
getting
have to
it.
wait until tomorrow to find out if any of our wishes come true.
Yeah. Guess we'll
Because
see.
it's just a few hours away now. It will be Christmas, and we want to take a moment to thank everybody for
Yes.
tuning in every Saturday and asking all these wonderful questions, and frankly, just supporting our efforts here. We try to do a lot of things. We try to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time, which
hard
is
sometimes.
which is difficult. So we do a lot of different things here at Bates Nursery, and we appreciate you being a part of that. 365 days a year, and we know that tomorrow's Christmas. Enjoy that time with your family. We do invite you to come out and see us on Friday, December 30th. We're going to be here from all day on Friday, and then we'll be going from 9 probably until about 2 on next Saturday. We're going to get out of here a little early because, people got New Year's things to do. And then we will reopen on January 3rd. That's on Tuesday. So the Sunday's the 1st,
Okay.
Monday's the 2nd. That's like the holiday after the holiday.
Monday. Okay.
And then we'll reopen on January 3rd. So all of our
2023.
hours and all of this stuff will be in the newsletter next week. So you don't
Wow.
have to worry
And
wonder.
Google and Yelp will have them as well.
Yeah.
And that will be
Google-
the first Saturday for the countdown to the 25th anniversary of the At Home Show, David.
That is correct. And
It will be four shows away on that Saturday.
yeah, it's hard to believe that who would have thunk it 25 years ago that we would still be doing this
Who was
together.
the PD back then going, oh my gosh. we gotta
Who
turn
are
this
these
guy-"
guys?
I don't know, but I guess I'm in a long line of them saying, "Oh my gosh, what do we have going on here?"
We've had quite a string of them. We can't even remember most of them.
The PDs, they never talk to me. They always talk
never-
to you.
They only remember like a couple. Most of the rest of them were just, the one thing about PDs, and that's really the secret to our staying on
There was a couple ass PDs that we had a lot of people with too. Assistant PDs.
was the fact that they would lose their jobs more quickly
Than we did.
When
I mean-
when their weekend schedule came around, by the time they got to that point, they were out the door, and a new one would come in, and then we'd reset the clock for another 18 months before they had time to get around to us. So
Figure it out
that
what's
worked
going
really
on.
well
Yeah.
until about 2018, or was it 2019?
I don't know, but Jonathan was always in our corner. So, I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and he was the one that got to see the penny come home, as it
Yes.
were. Yes, as
Absolutely.
it were. So, but folks, we do appreciate you, and we want everybody. If you're out and about today, be nice to everybody.
Yeah, smile.
Drive
Say
safely.
thank you.
Yes, be courteous to others.
come out and see us next Friday on the 30th
Don't
of December.
forget to leave the cookies out for Santa Claus. And sometimes he likes a Bud Light instead of milk. He needs a little break somewhere in there, from all the milk and cookies. Maybe some potato chips.
He got a designated sleigh driver.
I mean, he's got Rudolph out front, man. I mean, the guy got a book. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right, for everybody here at the At Home Show, we appreciate you. Next Saturday, we'll be back at the Green Room Studios here at Bates Nursery and Garden Center. Be safe. Happy holidays to everybody.
Oh, 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 oh.